Hey, good morning everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Concrete with the Hosses. I am just about on the job site. A little bit of a drive to get here, so I'm just going to set the camera up on time lapse and you can watch it. We've done a lot of these projects in this plan. You've seen them before. But what I wanted to start with, I had a conversation last night with probably not a future customer now. And I was debating. I had a camera sitting right beside me and I'm like, should I turn that camera on? So we're gonna reenact the phone call. That's probably the safest way to do it, so I don't get in any trouble. But this conversation that you're gonna see later on in this video is based on an actual conversation that I had. I think you'll get a kick out of it, and I think if you're in a position like myself, you may learn something from it. So hopefully it goes well, and I'm excited to bring this one to you. So I'm pulling into the job site now, and I got a lot of stuff to do before the mixer gets here. So have a good day, everybody. We'll talk to you later on today. There we are. Okay, driveway's all done. That's what we like to see. Tony showed up again, 5 yards, buggy in right around back. We'll get a little bit better footage here rather than just time lapse. Steve and Tim are gonna buggy the concrete down this hill. I don't think it's quite steep enough. They need to go backwards. If it was any steeper, they'd spin around and go backwards on the buggies and do a turn down here. I'll leave that up to them, whatever they feel comfortable with. Nice easy patio under this deck. We got this all ready on Friday. It was a muddy mess, kind of rainy day. Dried up pretty good. Expansion joint rebar down on solid ground everywhere, and here they come. I'll just get a couple buggies here, then we'll look at something else. How about those little tanks, huh? We don't put chairs under the rebar here. We just pick it up as we go. It's just a waste of money. The buggies crush them. So we've been doing it for years, and I'd rather use chairs when I'm not wasting them. I do like using them. You can see how Matt's holding it up with his foot. All right, I gotta go to work. full floating. 5 yards.
10 minutes
What?
later.
10 minutes later, yeah. What time is it of the day? I don't even know.
It's like 11:15.
Could have been quicker.
Could have been.
Okay, let's go get cleaned up. We'll talk here in a little bit. Okay, a lot of time lapse today, I know. We just got done making the cuts. I cleaned the straight edge and saw the camera sitting there. I'm like, I better grab a camera and get something videoed today. So driveway's all done. That was 20 yards. This was really muddy here on Friday. So I wanted to pour the walks as we're doing that. I didn't want to come in from the edge, but it really did dry up nice. We could have done that. And my other thought was I was going to get 25 yards here and just pour it all. But this is like the third project we did this year. Are we in the groove yet? You know, is everybody we're still rusty from the winter time. How's that? Myself included. So did the 20 up top, and we came down and poured 5 yards. Cut center a door, off the corner, down the center. And then we also came in to the inside of the posts and put a cut. And then a little angle cut, rather than just bringing that straight. That's how it wants to crack, shrinking towards the center. Concrete always wants to pull to the center, so that the center is where the most stress is. That's why I always say it always wants to crack in the center. As the concrete dries, it's easier for it to rip apart than pull all the edges in, if that makes sense. So center cut, little hairline, nobody will ever know, and we don't get any phone calls back. And it looks nice. Should we have held that over just a little bit and centered it on the steps? These pads are centered here. I didn't see that until right now. But I don't think anybody will ever question it. We're not going to change it. We're not going to change it. Quit looking at it. Okay, we'll get this broomed and on to the next project. Okay. It would only take a minute to change it. I know, I don't want to change it, but yeah. Okay, we're not. Okay, nice little fun video. Patio, pretty easy for us. Don't forget your caution tape now when they walk on it, because they'll just come down here not thinking, walk right through it, tear it down. A lot of people just don't care. But at least we tried everything we can do other than posting a guard. Little broom mark swale going around the pipe, just to dress that up a little bit. Okay, it is 12:30, so we're about a half hour. I wanted to be out of here at noon, so half hour behind schedule. Getting to our next project. So I'll do a little bit of filming there, and we'll get set up for tomorrow morning. Nice, good sized rolled slate patio, driveway, sidewalks, lower pad. Quite a bit going on in this next project. One last look at this. That's how we like to leave it. Nice and clean, nice and straight. Cleaned up the road. Try and keep those phone calls to a minimum. Okay. See you on the next job site. Okay, just came over here to our second project for the day. I didn't break out a camera until we're all done. We had a lot to do. It went well, and we have a lot more to do. Tomorrow I'm going to bring an excavator and a dump truck. We need to dig this hillside out for street walk. We're going to shrink the street walk down to 3 feet, and I think we have one more meeting on this before it's a final. So that I'm saying that, and it could change. But last we talked about was 3 foot wide because of the hillside, and then we have to take it all the way up to that opening. So this is the driveway. I just finished digging it out. I have a load of stone coming tomorrow, so I wanted this all dug out. We can dump a fresh load of stone in here, and then I won't lose any. You know, if I dump it over there, now I got to transport it, and we lose, you know, a portion of the load every time you move it. So now we're ready for it right here. You can see quite steep getting up here. This driveway is quite big though. It goes from well over past in front of my skid loader bucket all the way over to here with a nice big flare. Here's some of the old paint line. It's going to open way up into here. We're doing a 20 by 20 parking pad right here. And this is going to be about 30 feet out. 1, 2, 3 bays wide, and then connecting to the driveway going down. So that kind of shows you how steep it is. Quite steep. And I really like this. The guys did a nice job forming here. Nice wide entranceway, really inviting. 6 feet wide, nice curve. We'll put a conduit underneath. I don't see it. We'll put a conduit underneath here. They can get low voltage lighting. This is for a lamp post here. That'll look real good. And then I guess to like a mud room or secondary entrance, just a connector walk. This will all be planar. And again, outline that with low voltage lighting. I like the curves. When we talk about landscaping, I always, you know, steer the homeowners to the curves when we can. Around back here, quite the project. Steve and the guys prepped some of this while I was away, and they just finalized it today with putting the steps on. Look at this backyard. Isn't that going to be nice? It's a nice big covered patio with an out, maybe a grilling area over here, connector walk. That wind's picking up. So rebar grid. We'll get this up on chairs tomorrow. Hopefully we can pull that mixer right around here and shoot all this. We left the buggies here just in case we need them. Now we can drop the trailer and get the trucks closer. We're parking down on that lower street and carrying everything. It's taking up a lot of time. So if we can park the trucks out front, that'll be nice. Step liner goes in here. That way they won't have to grade all the way to the top of the form. Maybe you might see about 4 inches of it when it's all said and done. I like how the guys did this with the blocking. Put that right in the corner. Now we know we're square, and that'll help hold it. We don't need to nail this to the trim at all. We use our wire ties after we put the step liner in. We talk about this quite often. One goes high, one goes low, and then it twists and wraps together. I'll show you that tomorrow. But we, you know, it goes to a screw right underneath the siding. 1, 2, 3, and like I said, we do that in a lot of our videos, so most of you have seen it. If you're a new viewer, you're going to want to check this out. It's a great way to brace these steps. They're straight now. They'll be perfectly straight when we're done. Okay, I think I covered all the points. I was going to go get a camera out earlier, but it's about 5 o'clock now. We got here about 1, and you know how that goes. We want to be ready for in the morning, so just get busy, and I'll bring you up to speed. And it's quieter now, and I just hit all the highlights of it all. So again, nice big parking pad here. A lot of square footage. like that. My accountant likes that too. Okay, I'll see you in the morning. Forecast looks good, so we should be good here bright and early, so don't be late. Again, thanks for tuning in to Conquer with the Hosses. I don't say that enough. There's a trip on the road. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm home here in the office, and I mentioned earlier in the video about a phone call I had just a few days ago. We are about 3 weeks out from starting a project for a customer, and so I like to call them, especially ones that I bid last year. I can't remember what machine to bring, so I like to go and meet them and just do a quick walkthrough. 5 minutes. Yeah, I remember this. I didn't remember that. Just making sure the homeowner and myself are on the same page. It works well. So in the conversation, he hits me with, he wants me to use his friend's concrete. So I'm kind of reluctant. One, it's in our area. If it was outside of Thrower's area, then yeah, of course, we'll if we got to use somebody, we'll try it. But why risk going somewhere that doesn't work? Because you know what? Whenever it goes bad, the customer never remembers you saying, hey, this is on you. I take no responsibility. Even if you have it in writing, it's still a headache. And I'd like to avoid that. We know what works. I just want to stick with what I know works. So I'm going to reenact the phone call with a friend of mine. But this is how the conversation went, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. Okay. So we're changing the names and we're changing the occupation. Okay, call him right now.
Hello.
Hello, Jerry. This is Tom Hawes, TSH Concrete.
Tom, how you doing?
Good, good.
Get back to me.
Yeah, we're getting close to starting your project. I'd like to stop out and walk through it, just make sure that, I remember everything we talked about and everything's in line. How's that sound to you?
That sounds good, Tommy. I appreciate that. Tom, I want to ask you something. I've got a guy that I know that does and makes, concrete, so I'd like to use him on this.
Huh. Okay. Well, I really like the concrete we use. I know it works. We have our fair share of problems, but they're to a minimal. I'm really hesitant to agree to this. I'm comfortable with using our everyday supplier.
Tommy, I appreciate that. I do. This is a guy that I know. We go back a long ways, and I'd really appreciate it. I figure, concrete's concrete, right?
Well, yes and no. It all has similar products in it, but boy, how do I answer this?
I took a couple courses back in the day when I was in college, and I don't seem to remember anything too, that should be a problem. So I kind of already told him that, and I'd be doing him a favor. So, what do you say?
Jerry, what do you do for a living?
Tommy, I'm a pilot for one of the major airlines.
Yeah. So is it safe to say I know as much about being a pilot as you know about placing concrete?
Well, yeah, I didn't say that, but
I did just fly to Europe and back.
I appreciate that, Tommy. Tommy, this is a friend of mine, and I figure really, what can go wrong, right?
A lot. Let me just try and paint a picture here. How would you feel if I hired you and your plane to fly myself and my family on vacation. And I said, hey, a friend of mine sells airplane fuel, the best airplane fuel, and I want you to use that in your plane. Are we good to go?
Tommy, I've been flying for a lot of years. No one's going to tell me what fuel to put in my plane. Come on.
Does this make sense to you?
I see where you're going. I appreciate it. Okay, understand.
Okay, so how are we leaving this?
I'm going to look for someone else.
Okay. It's up to you. It's your property. All right. Sounds good, Jerry.
All right, Tommy.
Give me a call when it... Never mind. No, I'm not even going to say it. Good luck. So you can see how that went. Now, there were a couple twists in the conversation, but that is basically how it went. And you got to know when to stand your ground. Like I said, the customers don't remember the bad conversations or the hearty conversations. They only know that there's a problem and they want you to cover it. So I thought you'd get a kick out of that, and that is close to how the conversation went. All right, everybody, we'll see you in the morning. I want you to use this fuel. Sound good?
Stop you right there, Tommy. I'm sorry, but let me stop you right there. Tommy, I'm a pilot, a lot of years of experience. There's no one going to tell me what fuel to put in my plane. I mean, understand?
Yeah, I understand. Do you get where I'm coming from? Hello? And that's how the conversation went.